Let's see who dares to buy a second-hand car now. Can you believe it? The hood of this refurbished car is made from instant noodles and sausages. Looks like China is really preparing for war. If we run out of food, these instant noodles and sausages might just save lives.
Ladies, were you surprised? While driving on the highway, the rear windshield was blown right off. I have no words for BYD's quality. It scared me half to death at the time.
As BYD's sales continue to surge, the company has faced frequent complaints over quality issues. Popular models such as the BYD Tang, Song, Destroyer, and Fangcheng Leopard 5 have all been the subject of consumer complaints, drawing industry-wide attention. One example comes from a BYD Destroyer purchased in 2022. The owner reported extensive rust on the chassis, as well as rust in areas like the roof, engine bay, door hinges, shock absorber housing, and the undercarriage. Despite being within the warranty period, the owner said after multiple discussions with the dealership, they agreed to repair the car, but without any guarantee of success. I came in today to fix a tire and unexpectedly found rust on the car frame. My BYD Tang is only a little over 4 years old. Look at this. Isn't it unbelievable?
The quality of the Fangcheng Leopard is really concerning. The Fangcheng Leopard 5, which was supposed to revolutionize off-roading, has also had incidents where the wheels have fallen off. This is clearly a result of substandard quality. Whether on city roads or mountain trails, wheel detachment accidents are happening frequently, leading consumers to question the safety of this model. The Leopard 5's design fails to provide adequate support and stability, increasing the risks of accidents.
While China's new electric vehicle market appears to be booming, it's hiding a crisis beneath the surface. A significant portion of BYD's monthly sales comes from low-end models priced around 100,000 yuan. Simply put, they're cutting corners with cheaper materials to attract buyers. The quality of BYD's products has reached a shocking low. Models like the Tang, Song, Yuan, and Han are plagued by problems of poor materials, strong odors, and various abnormal noises during operation. Rideshare drivers, especially those driving DD premium cars, don't recommend buying a BYD. In recent years, BYD has also ventured into the high-end market, focusing on three main brand lines: Yangwang, Denza, and Equation Leopard. Yangwang, priced in the millions, was BYD's ambitious attempt at luxury. The Yangwang U8 sold just 303 units in August 2023. By September, that number dropped to 294 units, an 80% decline from its peak. This reflects the broader trend of economic downturn and shrinking consumer spending in China, suggesting that there is little future for domestic high-end brands in the market. Moreover, in the eyes of consumers, BYD's brand image still falls far short of the expectations for a million yuan luxury vehicle. Apart from the Yangwang brand, BYD's high-end market strategy also includes the Equation Leopard, which focuses on rugged off-road vehicles priced between 300 and 500,000 yuan. Sales of the Equation Leopard 5, the first model under BYD's Leopard brand, have also seen a dramatic decline. Between March and July 2024, monthly sales dropped from 3,500 to 1,800 units. This sharp decline in sales is largely attributed to concerns over the vehicle's quality. Recently, the Equation Leopard 5 faced a wave of consumer complaints. According to AutoGate, in August, complaints about Leopard 5 surged by 370% month-on-month. This spike placed the Leopard 5 at the top of the SUV complaint rankings. In less than a year after its launch, the Leopard 5 saw a jaw-dropping price drop of 50,000 yuan or $7,000. This unexpected price cut caused significant dissatisfaction among car owners. Not only have protests occurred at various Equation Leopard dealerships, but many current owners have also taken to social media, accusing the company of deceiving consumers and demanding compensation for the price difference. One buyer complained, "No one cuts corners like BYD when it comes to exploiting buyers." Another complained, "When I purchased the Equation Leopard 5, the sales staff explicitly told me there wouldn't be a price drop. I took delivery of my Leopard 5 on July 19, 2024, but just 10 days later, the price dropped by 50,000 yuan with no explanation or response from the company for an entire month. It's infuriating." Another buyer stated, "It's been only a month since I got my Leopard 5, and now it's 50,000 yuan cheaper. I've essentially lost 50,000 yuan." Equation Leopard owners believe their actions have seriously infringed upon their consumer rights. They accuse the company of false advertising and fraudulent sales practices. Currently, these owners are demanding compensation for the price difference and have expressed deep disappointment. They say that Leopard 5's sudden price drop has caused them significant losses. The sudden price drop appears to be a brand revitalization. On October 12th, a video posted on Douyin showcased the sound of the 2.0 turbo engine in the newly released BYD Equation Leopard 8, asking viewers, "Does this engine setup seem okay to you?" Comments quickly flooded in. It sounds like a diesel tractor, and BYD still hasn't figured out how to make engines. In October, Equation Leopard launched its latest mid to large SUV, the Leopard 8. Judging by the name, it's positioned above the Leopard 5. Pre-orders began on October 12th with an estimated price range of 400 and 500,000 yuan. The SUV has already arrived at brick-and-mortar dealerships. The Leopard 8 is nearly 5.2 meters long, with a rugged exterior and features a 2.0 turbo engine paired with an electric motor in a plug-in hybrid system. It also offers 6-seat and 7-seat configurations, as well as Huawei's Intelligent Driving System, ADS 3.0. Meanwhile, Denza, another BYD high-end brand, recently released its Z9 GT, a coupe boasting several of BYD's so-called black technologies. However, its sales have fallen short of expectations. Many Z9 GT owners have expressed dissatisfaction with various aspects of the vehicle. A primary complaint is that the entry-level model lacks air suspension, which costs an additional 30,000 yuan. This means that for a starting price of 334,800 yuan, buyers will need to budget at least 360,000 yuan to get the air suspension feature. BYD's high-end brands, including Equation Leopard, Yangwang, and Denza, have all faced significant challenges in the market.
3年以后将有大把的比亚迪进行维修，不信你就瞅着。
A video posted online predicts that in 3 years, a large number of BYD vehicles will require repairs. The user claims, "Just wait and see. After driving through water, the BYD Han DMI's compressor was severely water damaged. As we can see, the compressor is showing insulation failure. While sales are high, the craftsmanship and waterproofing are seriously lacking. Not just the compressor, but the charger and computer boards were also water damaged. This car is a disaster, and I strongly advise against buying a BYD." Another user expressed similar sentiment, stating that BYD vehicles have 2 fatal flaws. First, the quality is extremely poor. The company, long accustomed to making low-grade vehicles, has deeply ingrained habits of cutting corners. One look at their chassis, crash beams, and battery protection shows a lack of quality. Second, BYD's intelligent driving system is not something that can be perfected in just 4 or 5 years. Despite high sales now, any downturn would greatly amplify their losses. In fact, it's not just BYD. Poor quality is a widespread issue among Chinese domestic car brands.
国产卡这质量真的很差吗？这挂档杆竟然能挂断，你能受得了吗？
The quality of domestic trucks is really poor. Can you believe the gear shift lever just broke off? How is that acceptable? Take a look. While the vehicle is still moving, the passenger has to help shift gears. It's incredibly awkward. From the video, it's clear this isn't happening on the highway, but just imagine if it were. Unthinkable consequences. A truck's most crucial component is its gear shift mechanism, and for it to break like this is simply unacceptable. Stop boasting about them being far ahead, when in reality, their performance is disastrous. Focus on making reliable products instead. Take a look at this. This is the undercarriage of a Chery Tiggo 8 with only 3 years of use, completely rusted. Just a light touch causes rust and debris to fall off in chunks. Some people are puzzled, asking how such severe rust could develop on a Tiggo 8 after just 3 years of regular use, especially when it hasn't been driven near the coast or exposed to water. In September, a car owner from Shandong posted a video complaining about the Chery Tiggo 8. He purchased it in January 2021, had developed severe rust on its undercarriage, despite never having come into contact with seawater. The owner discovered the issue just after the warranty expired. Chery's response was that the vehicle was out of warranty, and they would not cover repairs or replacements. The local dealership advised the owner to sand down the rusted parts and repaint them as a solution. Recently, numerous Chery car owners have lodged complaints about significant rust issues on their vehicles. One owner commented, "It's clear this is the result of Chery cutting corners. Many of the welded seams weren't treated for rust protection, which has caused the rust problem to worsen." Several owners reported that multiple parts of their cars have corroded to the point where rust and debris fall off with just a touch. They're concerned about serious safety risks while driving, but dealerships have refused repair requests, citing that the cars are out of warranty, forcing owners to pay for the repairs themselves. Why are some cars rusting after only 2 or 3 years? The issue may lie in the production process and inadequate testing procedures. For example, some new vehicles may not have passed a salt spray test, which checks for corrosion resistance. If the cars were tested according to standards, they might have shown signs of rust during testing. Cutting costs by skimping on materials inevitably leads to quality problems. In a related issue, some car owners have reported that, after just over a year, the engine noise of their Lynk & Co vehicle has gotten louder with each drive. The quality issues in domestic Chinese vehicles are often linked to engine problems. As the heart of a car, the engine plays a crucial role in its performance and durability. However, the independent development of domestic engines has been relatively weak, leading to frequent malfunctions. This not only affects a vehicle's performance, but also causes inconvenience for drivers. Many seasoned drivers have remarked that domestic car technology still falls short compared to joint venture brands.
国产车可千万不要买呀。
A user on Douyin strongly advised against purchasing domestic cars. The user claimed, "Don't ever buy a domestic car. If you have friends or relatives, especially those working in repair shops, they would definitely warn you against buying one. Instead, they'd recommend going for a joint venture vehicle. The gap between domestic and joint venture cars is real. Joint venture brands perfected their technology decades ago and haven't needed further development. The notion that domestic cars can catch up with technology that's been honed over decades is simply impossible." A person recently shared a video expressing frustrations about domestic cars, particularly when it comes to repairs. According to the user, repair shop workers often dread working on domestic vehicles. The problem lies in the difficulty of diagnosing issues, while joint venture cars can be fixed quickly. Identifying problems in domestic cars can take hours, if not more. In contrast, with brands like Volkswagen or Toyota, experienced mechanics, with their extensive knowledge, can often diagnose an issue just by listening to the sound of the car. On the other hand, if someone buys a domestic car and takes it to a repair shop, they'll likely face higher labor costs. Some domestic brands have designs that leave mechanics at a loss for words. The complexity and poor design choices make repairs much more time-consuming, which drives up the cost of labor. The user further explains that many mechanics are reluctant to repair domestic vehicles. For example, an engine issue that could be fixed without disassembly in a joint venture car might require lifting the engine out in a domestic model. Some designs, such as poorly positioned bolts, only complicate repairs, leading to frustration for mechanics. In fact, some bolts rust so badly within a few years that even loosening sprays can't free them, making the repair process unnecessarily difficult. Particularly concerning are domestic cars without underbody protection, which can become severely rusted after just a few years of use. Despite this, manufacturers claim that their production techniques are top-notch. For instance, BYD launched a new model half a year ago, and yet another new version has already been released. The reason? Not because demand is high, but because the older model's frequent breakdowns became widely known, earning it a reputation for chronic issues that are difficult to repair. As China's automotive industry continues to grow, more domestic brands are emerging and capturing significant market share. However, many consumers have raised concerns about the durability and reliability of these vehicles. Let's take a closer look at why Chinese-made cars may not be holding up over time. First, the material quality of domestic cars often falls short of expectations. Many domestic vehicles use materials that are not of the highest standard, such as the wheels, engine components, and body steel panels. In contrast, foreign brands are typically more meticulous when selecting materials, opting for high strength, wear resistance, and durability options that provide better reliability and longevity. Domestic cars prioritize lower costs, often resulting in the use of lower quality materials that significantly reduce the vehicle's durability. For example, users of the Way VV5 have reported rapid tire wear, frequently requiring replacements. Upon investigation, it was found that the wheels are made from low-strength alloy materials, while foreign cars of the same class use high-strength alloys that are better able to resist road impact and wear. Secondly, the production process of domestic cars are relatively underdeveloped. Issues can be found in welding, painting, and assembly processes, which result in structural weaknesses, poor corrosion resistance, and inadequate protection. Many car owners who have had repairs done know that some manufacturers cut costs by replacing rust-resistant galvanized panels with ordinary steel. It's worth noting that some rust issues in domestic cars are not solely due to cost-cutting measures, but also stem from outdated painting techniques. Domestic manufacturers often use a process called whole-frame electrophoresis, where rust-proofing is done after the vehicle frame has been assembled. Japanese, German, and American car brands commonly use a double-coat painting technique, where parts are painted once before pre-assembly and then again after assembly. This method results in a thicker, more durable coating that is less likely to rust. In contrast, many domestic car manufacturers skip one step in the process, leading to a thinner rust-proof coating that can easily wear off after a few years, causing rust to appear as early as 3 years into use. Third, some consumers regret buying domestic cars because of how quickly models are updated. While joint venture brands typically refresh their models every 2 to 3 years, domestic car makers introduce new models at a much faster pace, sometimes within less than a year. This rapid cycle leaves many owners feeling frustrated when shortly after purchasing a car, a new version hits the market. When the latest model is launched, the older version becomes outdated. If the update cycle were closer to 2 years, owners could enjoy driving a newer model for longer. But with domestic cars, many feel a significant drop in value and satisfaction within just a year. Due to the frequent updates, the resale value of domestic cars remains relatively low, as many updates are superficial rather than substantial improvements. China's auto industry has seen months of price wars, which have not only failed to deliver the expected market gains for foreign brands operating in China, but have also caused significant damage to the perceived value of these brands. On September 20th, Geely Holding Group chairman Li Shufu voiced his frustrations with the industry's current state at the Taizhou International Auto Industry Expo. Li pointed out, "The more we fight in this price war, the cheaper cars become, and the lower the quality and service experience get. If this continues, businesses will collapse. Some companies are being unethical and reckless, and that won't lead to long-term success."